Hey there guys, and it's time for yet another patch. But this time it will be more centralized around dev screen and Liberator. And so let's start from the top, the dev screen. So developers have redesigned the dev screen so to give you more information about the things you did. They added a little minimap showing from which position the enemy shot you if he was spotted, if not, then only direction from which you were killed. Next we have of course bunch of ribbons, which are in my opinion completely useless there, but hey, maybe that's information you really want to know. Then they added a little graph showing you how much XP you get at certain times. And of course now dev screen will show you what attachments and what items did the enemy had. But overall that's about it, so let's move on to the Liberator update. We have 3 new weapons, one for each gunner, including pilot of course. The new nose gun for the pilot, called Spur. Of course I want to place M at the end, but well, what can you do? This nose gun is pretty much the same as Vector, with 2 major changes. First one is that Spur has smaller clip than Vector, and the second one is that you can actually aim with this weapon from your cockpit. But in case you don't know how to look around in your cockpit, just press your middle mouse button and move your mouse. And next we have the new tail gun called Hyena. This weapon will launch coyote-like missiles. Basically what this means is that you can dumbfire this weapon, but once the rocket you shot comes close to enemy aircraft, it will automatically lock on it. Just keep in mind that these rockets don't deal a lot of damage. So let's move on to the new belly weapon, the Duster. Basically you can think of this weapon as Zephyr, only with bigger clip, faster fire rate, with accuracy that goes down the toilet when you start to shoot it. Also lower damage and smaller blast radius. Personally I think that this weapon will be the worst of all 4, because hitting and actually killing vehicles with this thing will be impossible, and because of the small blast radius, hitting infantry will probably be the same, unless you fly really low. But all that aside, I really want to see how it will play out in the future. Anyways, let's move on to composite armor. Now, it will actually protect you against heat and AP rounds. It will also give you resistance against Dalton and light anti-vehicle rounds like Zephyr and Bulldog. So at this point, Liberator's composite armor looks kinda good to be honest. Also, speaking of Dalton, it's getting nerfed in damage a bit. Let's see now, Vector is getting buffed a little bit, just like Walker, but look at that, Ranger gets quite a big buff to be frank. Its damage has been increased a little bit, but its clip has been doubled. Anyhow, moving on, Liberator's Racer airframe has received a little buff, just like Stealth and Afterburner. Oh, here's a good one, XP now will be shared between gunners and passengers. So now more people will sit in galaxies to get XP from what gunners make. Also, it's worth mentioning that assists will only be shared between gunners. And oh hey, look at that, now you can buy optics with station cash. And so moving on, we have some balance changes. I'm not gonna read them all, because you know, you can go and read them yourselves. But my favorite one is that now you finally can resupply your motion spotter from ammo boxes. And after deployment it will switch back to any weapon you were holding before. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed my little overview on this new patch. And I'll see you flying in our axis.